Hello, people from the station. Bad news. Terrible news. Of course, when we talk about Arsenal now, it's all bad news. Martin Leno, Granit Xhaka. For me, the best midfielder we have, Lucas Torreira. He's coming back, of course, but still, pretty bad. For me, I always believed in top four the whole season. But now for me, it's completely over. Even top five, if City gets a ban, for me it's over. We cannot fight for it anymore. We can fight for Europa League, European competition, and the FA Cup. If we win the FA Cup, we go to Europa League automatically. If a team in the top six wins the FA Cup and we end in seventh, that's if City gets a ban, we still end up in Europa League. I still believe a lot in the Europa League. I think we're gonna make it. I'm very positive about that, but I'm not positive about Arsenal. Seventh, we are fighting for seventh place. Honestly, this just looks wrong. Look how we've fallen. Look how we've fallen. Look at us. Look at us. Our expectations are so lower. So much lower. The good news, I would say, Dennis Ceballos. Well, I don't even know if it's a good news anymore. Because, look, Dennis Ceballos has not been that great, right? I think technically he's a very, very good player. Very talented. Of course, a player from Spain. Just like Pablo Mari. So we bought Pablo Mari, which for me is not a good news. I've seen that guy play in Brazil. I am Brazilian. The Brazilian league is totally different from the Premier League. If you talk about Pablo Mari and a player that I could compare Pablo Mari with his qualities, characteristics, I would compare Pablo Mari with Lewis Dunk. Very tall player, technically gifted. Of course, he's also from Spain. Usually the players there are always technically gifted. But Lewis Dunk is a player that grew in England. He grew learning about the English game. High tempo. He's a very strong player, very good on the air. Just like Mari. I don't think Mari is as strong as him. I don't think Mari is the strongest. Mari is very good technically. Mari's good defensively, but he's very slow. Dunk is also slow, but it turns out Dunk's defensive positioning is very suited to the Premier League. And Pablo Mari, I think he's still going to adapt. So he still needs to adapt. It's very unlucky for us. We are a very unlucky team. Pablo Mari has played more than 200 games, counting Flamengo, counting Deportivo La Coruña in Spain, counting Eredivisie. When he played for, I'm not sure the team he played for Eredivisie. I forgot, but he played there in the Dutch league. He's played more than 200 games without getting an injury. He comes to Arsenal. He has one full game, two full games. I think against Portsmouth he played 90 minutes, and against West Ham, and against City, plays around 23 minutes. Gets injured, ACL. How many months? Around 5, 6. In 3 games. In 3 games. This is absolutely crazy. And we come to the game against Brighton. We play 4-3-3, not a 4-4-2, actually. There's Martinelli. Nelson comes from the bench. And Ketia comes from the bench ahead of Martinelli. Based on what? Based on what? Based on absolutely what? Martinelli goes, scores against Chelsea. Martinelli comes from the bench against Olympiacos, makes an assist for Aubameyang, gets benched. And Ketia starts against Manchester City. Martinelli doesn't even get in, and he plays against Brighton. Where's Martinelli? What happened to Martinelli? What happened to Martinelli? Martinelli, if he doesn't get playing time, that guy can literally come to the board and say, I want to leave. And every single team in Europe is going to want that guy. Trust me, they will. I would do that, to be honest. If I was Martinelli, I would do that. I would do that. I was like, this guy's not playing, he's not putting me. He's putting those guys ahead of me. And I'm doing much better than them. Why are they starting ahead of me? I want to leave. So he will get a higher salary, he will get higher everything. He will have more playing time, everything. Because he should be a starter over here. I don't care if he's 19 years old. He turned 19 years old this week. All the games he's played here was as 18 years old. So the guy who's 18 years old is better than most of our players, offensively. He's better than Lacazette. I'm not saying overall. I'm saying this season, right now, better than Lacazette. He's not better than Aubameyang, of course, but he can play on the left, Pepe can play on the right, Aubameyang can play in the middle, and yeah, that's how we can play. But we never play like that. That's the problem. Aubameyang keeps playing on the wing, Lacazette keeps playing on the middle, Pepe, of course, on the right, is good, but honestly, you get 1 out of 3 right. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. He sat next to Pep. He was not my preferred option. I'm not gonna be crying because of Arteta, but he was not our first option. At least mine. Mine was Ancelotti, Mourinho, those guys. I know a lot of people hate Mourinho, but that's not the point over here. The point is that Arteta might be inexperienced, but the decisions he's making are totally basic and wrong. Totally wrong. It's not working. It's literally not working. Boring football. The guy sat next to Pep for more than 3 seasons, 3.5 seasons, and it's not even close to. Of course, Pep is one of the best coaches ever, and Arteta is just starting his job. But I expected more for 3.5 seasons. To be honest, I did. And it said that Ceballos, he extended his deal, which means players had until June 23rd, the players on the club, to agree the extension of a deal until the end of the season. So Ceballos is going to stay here with us, which for me is good news because we're going to have more depth on the midfield. Granit Xhaka is injured. Torreira is going to come back not at 100%. We have Guendouzi, we have Willock, and we're going to have Ceballos. Maybe we're going to have to throw someone from academy. Maybe Matt Smith. I'm not sure. Then Kolasinac starts. Of course, Tierney came from a 3-month injury, but still, just because it's Kolasinac' birthday, he should not start. Honestly, no. Hector Bellerin, another one. Maitland-Niles was doing so good, and then Hector Bellerin comes. Where's Maitland-Niles? Nobody knows. No one knows. It's very sad what's going on with us people. We gotta start from somewhere. We gotta start doing that. We can on this transfer window. I think we're gonna get Partey, but I was actually watching Partey today, and he was actually doing amazing, running that pitch like a bull, man. And he received a pass from a short free kick from I would say 30 yards from the goal, very far from the goal. He hits a long shot and he almost scores a screamer, and that's not the first time I've seen him doing that. Atletico Madrid beat 1-0. They beat Real Valladolid today. They're third in the league now. And honestly, if they qualify for UEFA Champions League, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. He's gonna leave basically a team that qualifies for UEFA Champions League, and that's if they don't win it this year, because I don't think they will, but they have a chance. And he's gonna be coming to a top 10 team. Because that's what we are right now. We gotta start from somewhere. We gotta start from the basics. We gotta get an experienced center back. Thiago Silva will not be a bad option in my opinion. Lewis Dunk, I would love having Lewis Dunk on my team. And we're gonna have a young guy close on, which is probably gonna be William Saliba. I would also sign another one close. I would sign Gabriel or Elvedi from Borussia Mönchengladbach. We are linked with Gabriel, and it's pretty sad what's going on with us. I'd sell Hector Bellerin. I don't know what I would do with Lucas Torreira. I would consider selling him, honestly. Thomas Partey with Xhaka would work a lot for me. Number 10, left winger. And honestly, it's gonna be tough. It is gonna be tough. I'm not gonna miss Ceballos if he goes back to Real Madrid. He's never gonna be a starter for Real Madrid. Ceballos, technically, as I said, he's a very good player, but when it comes to the Premier League, he's not suited to the high tempo of the Premier League. That's the difference between him and David Silva. They have similar characteristics, but David Silva is a dynamic player, which is something Ceballos is not. That is a fact. Ceballos takes too many touches on the ball. Of course, he still has to adapt to the Premier League. I don't even think he has 15 full matches in the Premier League, but that doesn't matter. That does not matter. David Silva came here, he was already doing very, very good. Of course, Ceballos had a great game against Tottenham, great game against Watford, great game against, I think it was decent against West Ham, very decent, of course, very, very good against Burnley. But honestly, that's not when we signed Denis Ceballos, we expected for way more. When we signed Denis Ceballos, and we had Joe Willock coming as well, we thought our midfield was going to be quite good, and it's the weakest position we have on our team. So we got to make massive investments on this next window. I don't know what we're gonna do. I just pray we don't become next AC Milan. People, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. John here on our station.